Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. I am Kelly and today we're going to do a quick reading on Jackson, a wonderful donator from the Coffee page wants to do a checkup on him. I know his concepts lately have been really wild and he's been very vocal lately about how he's kind of doing in his life. I know he's been having like parties with fans. He's been kind of talking about how lonely he is. So we're just going to check up on him and see how he's doing. Like I said, I know he's been carrying a bottle around on stage. I don't know if it's actually full of any kind of alcohol, though. I always just kind of assumed it was for the look of the bad boy look, you know? But let's see how he's doing. These cards are stiff. All right, so let's see. Jackson Wang. How is Jackson doing? Oh my gosh, okay. The Eight of Cups. This is a walking away. Could be he's going through a personal change. And also, obviously, there's a sadness, there's a heaviness to that. So I do think he's being honest about like whatever sadness he's going through, but it's like he's leveling up as a person. He's walking away. He's finding out things that don't work for him, and he's trying to move away from those. Four of Wands, going home. Also celebrating your home and like where you come from. Hanged Man in reverse. I feel like that tells me he's going on his inner feelings. He's not taking a long time to consider what he's saying, what he's doing. He's just he is being, I think, very honest and open about his feelings. Some nostalgia, moving forward. It does feel like, again, he's got some sadness. He could have this longing for the person that he used to be, though he knows that it's not necessarily good. Could be he misses like his old friends. There's something about like moving, like I think he does see, he has this passion, this drive to move forward, but it is always very bittersweet for him. Like the bigger he gets, the more he misses where he comes from. You know, I think it's a sacrifice he knows he's making, and I just think it's hard for him. Let's see. Strength. So this is he knows he's going through a time of testing his willpower. Hierophant, he's learning, he's seeing, he's learning new life lessons. It could be he has a mentor directly that he's following, or some kind of religious awakening for him, spiritual awakening. Seven of Wands. This is kind of taking the high ground. I think he really values being a good person, being an honest person, and he's trying to show that. He's trying to be open and connected. Even though he knows there are people that will use that against him, he's trying really, really hard to stay in that place above that. Four of Cups, Three of Pentacles. I think it's hard for him. He wants to do a lot of things professionally, and he knows he has to sacrifice some things for the others. There's just some opportunities. He can't take them all. But he is focusing on his work. Or it could be that he's making his personal life as a sacrifice to his work. And that could be why he's very open about being lonely, about being struggling personally, because he's just working, he's focusing on that work so much. And again, he wants to be this open, receptive version of himself, this vulnerable version of himself. So let's see. I don't think I have reversals like shuffled in this deck, but that's fine. You don't need them. Ace of Cups. Yeah, I think, again, this talks about when you're lonely. I think he doesn't have like the one person, like the one he's looking for. So he is just loving everyone. He is being very open and like letting everyone fill the space instead of shutting himself down. Seven of Cups. I think this backfires on him though, because it stretches him too thin. He can't be everything for everyone at once. And I think he does feel bad about that because he wants to be everything for everyone all at once. The World. I do think his sacrifices are going to work for him. I think he's on his way to just being a massive superstar. He's already pretty massive, but I think there's still room for him to grow, and he knows that, and that's why he's sacrificing so much. Have Death and the Seven of Pentacles. That's interesting, because when I first saw Death, it was like letting parts of yourself like die, like sacrificing again for like the greater cause. A lot of times it does mean like transformation, transmutation. So again, I said that with the first card. He's in an era of change. He is becoming a new and different person. He's leveling up. Sometimes it's not, it's not good or bad. It's just, if he wants to become this like megastar who belongs to the world, his personal relationships are just going to continue to struggle. But this is who he wants to be. This is the next level. Like, he's so ambitious. That's going to be his top priority, to sacrifice kind of the personal, the small personal relationships he used to have. I mean, it's not like he's going to lose all of them, but a lot of them. He's not going to be the person that has that kind of time for that anymore. So maybe that's why he's trying to connect with as many people as he possibly can right now before like that shift happens for him. Because we have that Seven of Pentacles, which is like the fruits of your labor starting to pay off. So I think he's seeing that. He's seeing the global demand for him at places like Coachella. He's worked hard to like bring, that Four of Cups, or that Four of Wands, like that, essence of like where he comes from with him. Like, he wants, he's seen what K-pop has done for Korea. I think he wants to have more Chinese global pop stars. Not that there aren't some, but I think he really wants to expand that, and he wants to spearhead that. And it's very important to him. I think that's why he's maybe sacrificing some of himself, because he's taking this as like a national responsibility, that he has the ability to maybe become this person, this poster boy. So yeah, I think he's feeling a lot of pain because he's cutting off a part of himself. He's sacrificing a big part of who he is, because I think Jackson truly loves people and loves relationships with people, and he's gonna lose that the bigger he gets. Yeah, there's the Star. Like, he is just rising, becoming even more, even more famous. Like, it's happening. He's going to continue to grow. Queen of Swords. Again, he likes to be open. He likes to say what he feels. He could, again, that cuts both ways with the Queen of Swords. So just because you're open and you're telling everyone how you feel all the time, sometimes you're going to say things that hurt people, or things that come back to hurt you because you've just put everything on the table. You know, that's the thing with the queen, is the sword cuts both ways. So he just has to be very, very careful sometimes, being so open, wanting to be around so many people, wanting to love people as much as he does. Being a servant to the public also means you're a slave to the public. So he just really needs to be careful. So I do see some scandal again coming up with him being too honest and it hurting people. I know he wants to be honest, and he's not afraid of, if some people can't follow him on his path, he knows that's going to happen regardless. So he may have some things that he says that upsets people coming in the future. King of Wands. Like, yeah, I just see him really continuing to grow. And just being 100% pushing his passion for music and for entertaining people. Ace of Pentacles, you know, like he's making his money, he's making his own opportunities, like he's chasing all of that right now. He's a very astute business person as well. I think people underestimate him as a businessman because of how friendly he is. But yeah, he's about his business. So do I, you know, in your question, you kind of look like he's personally struggling. And I do think he is, because he's going through metamorphosis. I do think he's going to be okay. I do think when he comes out the other side, he is going to be a different person. So in the next year or two, I think we're going to see the new Jackson, who probably will be more about protecting his personal life than he is right now. I think this is kind of like a last gasp of like, let me love everyone as much as I can before I can't love them, before I have to put the barrier up to protect myself, because he's been trying for a long time. We've seen a lot of instances where he lets people get too close, and I think it's going to backfire on him eventually, or he's eventually going to have people around him that are like, you have to start protecting yourself. You're putting yourself in way too much danger. So I think that's what he's doing right now. Like, I think he knows if he takes this next step, he's not going to have that relationship. So he's trying to right now. And it's hard for him. I think it's really cutting off like a part of himself that he loves to be. So it's hard. Six of Pentacles. It's finding the balance. It's finding the give and take. Oh, we do have a reversed card finally. Now, oh, we did have one before for the Hangman too. So this is the Nine of Wands in reverse. Again, that Nine of Wands is like unable to protect yourself. The Five of Swords. Yeah. So this is, like I said, about him fighting the balance. Someone's going to tell him he needs to protect himself. He doesn't want to. Five of Swords. Here you see someone getting stabbed in the back too. So that may be the hard lesson he's going to learn, is that without protecting himself, he's going to get stabbed in the back by someone he cares about. Some people around that, if you're a casualty, it doesn't matter, that they're going by any means necessary. Like they're having their own ambitions, and if you're in the way, you're gonna get cut down. Like it's not personal, you know. But someone may try to use Jackson for their own stepping stone, for their own personal gain. And he's going to take that personally. That may be the deciding factor when he finally closes off a little bit more. Two of Cups. Ten of Swords. Yeah, someone he trusts is going to make him feel very betrayed. Unfortunately, that's his problem with being so open. Is that someone's going to take advantage of that. Someone he trusts, someone he likes. You know, it could be someone where he's trying to be in a relationship with that person and is trying to give them everything, and they're going to use him as a stepping stone. Because I think he knows anybody who's in a relationship with him is going to be very public. So he's going to try to find someone, but I worry that they're going to have... They may not go into it having bad intentions, but I think once they see the popularity, they will use it for their own gain, unfortunately. One more. Three of Swords. Yeah, broken heart. So I think this is future with this broken heart and him having to close off. I just feel like Jackson wants to love so bad, and someone's gonna take advantage of him because of that. Because it shows, yeah, it shows his defenses are down, and eventually he lets someone like in. The Fool. So you can't keep Jackson down. He will learn his lessons and he will continue. But yeah, I think Jackson's just sad. In a way, I feel like he's probably I don't know if he knows like something like this is coming, but I do think he knows with his fame he's going to sacrifice personal relationships. I just feel I worry that not quite enough time to keep this person out. So we may see him have some personal issues with relationships publicly. But like I said, even if he does, he's going to do the same thing all artists do. And when whatever heartbreak comes, that will be the topic of his next album. Like he's just going to turn that into his art. Excuse me. He's just going to turn that into his art. So, and that may be the leaf that he needs to turn to finally take these lessons and begin his next stage. The stage where he was transforming will finally start anew after this public heartbreak for him. But yeah, so I mean, and some of that public heartbreak could be with him having to leave his public persona behind. It could be more wide open like that. Maybe not just an individual person, but when he has to close down, he's just going to find that extremely heartbreaking for him when he finally does have to do that. But I do think there's going to be a person that basically personifies the reason why he can't continue what he's doing. But I think he sees that coming, or he knows the bigger he gets, the more he's going to have to close off. So he's like enjoying his last bittersweet kind of gas. Maybe with this tour specifically, it's making, he's trying to love on the fans, as much as he can before I think he knows it's going to get too hard to do that. That's what I see. So thank you for asking for this reading, donator. I hope maybe it sheds some light on the questions you had, and maybe shows you a little bit about where Jackson may be headed and what he's doing, and what he's doing this all for. So yeah, I don't see too much of like addiction or problems like that in this reading. I just see him being kind of sad and going through a difficult time because he's about to have to become a whole different person. He's having to grow into his next phase, and that's just difficult. It's sad, and I think he's trying to cheer himself up by being connected to people, because he doesn't have like the one deep connection he really wants. But which, again, very bittersweet for Jackson. But I think Jackson's whole trajectory is he has to go through some tough times before he's going to finally learn how to kind of protect himself, and learn how to be okay with himself more on his own individually, and not need people around him to hold him up so much. Sometimes you do kind of got to hit rock bottom before you realize there's nowhere left to go. You're fine. You're going to pick yourself up. And Jackson's going to pick himself up. I have no doubt about that. So, yeah, thank you for this reading. If you watch this reading, please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And feel free to hit the thanks button if you want to leave me a tip. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back soon with more readings for you guys. So subscribe, and I'll see you soon.